Jill, it's time to sip and say, what are you drinking over there?
I'm drinking my apple cider and Smirnoff caramel vodka drink again.
That's your
Because there's still a little bit left of apple cider.
That's your cliche fall drink this year, isn't it?
But it's tasty.
It is really good. I'll admit that. It's really good. I actually went with a tequila sunrise tonight.
Fancy.
Well, we didn't have any lime juice because they were going to make a margarita, but for some reason we don't have lime.
Because you drank all the lime juice.
I've been home a lot, so.
He went through a bottle of lime juice in a week.
Well, between margaritas and making Cuba Libres, you use a lot of lime juice.
True, but you went through a whole bottle yourself.
It's a small bottle. Just lime juice. It's all right. Anyways, before we get into it, before we start arguing with each other.
By the way, Jake has his hands up right now like he's landing
I'm excited.
a plane.
I love to record podcasts. I talk with my hands.
Feel like you're doing a hallelujah.
Amen. You can't see it, but I'm excited. Sorry, I enjoy recording podcasts with you. Jill, tonight we're talking about guilty pleasures when it comes to movies, TV shows, music, and you have some weird ones. All G-rated, of course.
Okay. I don't think you had a preface with that.
Well, I just want to make sure. So we'll start with some of the TV shows you watch, because I want to call you out on some of this, because I think some of these shows are ridiculous. And the first show I'm going to call you out on, Jersey Shore.
Okay. You can't name too many 30-year-old women, that have not watched Jersey Shore.
Doesn't make it right. That show is so bad.
They may not watch it now, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, because I still watch it. But 10 years ago, when it first came out, you were fist bumping. You got to beat the beat back.
No, I wasn't. No, not at all. And don't get me wrong, I have plenty on this list of my own. That was one show I could not get into. I thought it was ridiculous. And
you're ridiculous.
You still watch it. The reruns will be on tomorrow morning, and you would still sit there and watch it.
Maybe a select few episodes.
All three. Was there 3 seasons?
There's like 8 seasons.
There's 8 seasons of Jersey Shore?
Probably, including the Family Vacation, yes.
I thought it was only like 3 or 4.
No, because you have the spinoff in Italy, and then you have the spinoff in Miami. Not spinoffs, but they do a season in Italy, and they do a season in Miami, too. And they did like 4 seasons in Jersey Shore.
Wow. I didn't know there was that many episodes.
Yeah, it shows you what you don't know.
It shows you how much you know about it.
Well, yeah, I've watched every episode.
Every episode. Okay, here's my question. What is the appeal of that show?
I've always wanted to be a Guidette. I'm
Really?
just kidding. No, I'm really not.
You want to go to a tanning booth for 4 hours a day?
No, I think the appeal for a lot of these shows is you just want to see what happens to these people. You watch them for so many years, and even if they come out with a new season and you're like, oh, what are they up to? What's the situation up to now that he's out of prison? You know.
And the situation is a person?
It's Mike, the Situation Sorrentino.
Oh, so that's like a nickname.
Yes.
It's a bad nickname.
He's the one that just did prison time.
For?
Tax fraud and evasion.
Oh.
Evasion, I think. I don't know if it was fraud.
Well, he wasn't paying his bills, is what you're saying. I guess for me, a lot of those shows, I just don't care about those people.
That's fine.
Is that wrong?
No.
There had to be more.
You can't tell me there's a lot of guys that watch it.
There had to be more than just wondering what happened. Like, did you want to really go party on the shore, or
no? I think they're funny people. I mean, I didn't really get into all the yelling and the dramatics of it, but there are a lot of funny moments.
Because when you had it on, all I heard was people yelling and a lot of bleeps.
Well, that may be true. I just seemed like they, aside from the bleeping, they had a lot of fun together, and they've grown into a family over the last 10 years.
A family that's in prison. And
he's out of prison. Okay, he's completely changed person, Jake. And if you would have watched Jersey Shore Family Vacation, you would know that.
I missed out on Family. Was that recent?
Yes. I need to catch up on.
What was
episodes.
the premise of Family Vacation? Was it any different than the other one?
They just met up, I think, in Miami for like 2 or 3 weeks and did a couple episodes.
Are they
and
all
then they went to
married now?
Vegas. Well, Mike just recently got married.
Mike the Situation.
Mike the Situation. Jenny JWoww Farley
The nicknames didn't help.
was she married Roger, but I think they're getting a divorce now, actually.
Yeah, see how that turned
And
out
then
well.
Snooki, Nicole, she's married to Gianni, and they have 2 kids.
You know, and it's really bad to say this. She's the only reason that show ever survived the first season. I mean, it's a shame she had.
Yeah,
to
because she got punched in the face.
But that's the only reason that show, its ratings were dropping, and then that happened, and then it blew up, and then obviously, here we are 12 years later.
Okay,
So,
anyways.
I had to call you out on that one. That was one that was on all the time, especially when we first got married. You'd be rewatching them, or the new season was out.
I just think they're fun. I don't know.
That's all right. Hey, guilty pleasures are those shows.
It's not my type of lifestyle, so maybe I
not at
find
all.
pleasure. Maybe I just find pleasure in watching other people do it.
Yeah, we're living in the cornfields here in Indiana.
You don't think I could be a Guidette?
No, you're way too calm.
You don't want to be a Guido?
No, I'm way too laid back.
Okay,
I would not want to go out and all that
that's a
stuff.
disappointment.
I'm sorry. This is what you married. You have a couple other shows I'm going to call you out on, too.
Okay, but hey, let's do one of yours.
One of mine?
Yeah.
One I think we both watched that might be kind of surprising people is 600 Pound Life.
Yep.
And
I've pretty much watched every episode.
And it's like watching a car wreck. And this
It's
one,
like our snake show too.
I will fully embrace. I enjoy watching that show with you. Because you see these people, and the first thing you think is, how did it get this bad? And I'm not here judging anyone, but you're sitting there looking at someone who's 680 pounds. You're like, didn't it click at some point to kind of do better?
Well, then they show you how it happened because they show you what they eat in a day.
They are putting down some calories.
They probably eat in a day what I eat in a week.
Oh, at least, because it's like McDonald's. They'll do like 2 breakfasts. They'll hit up McDonald's and IHOP in the same breakfast.
These people can eat like a whole large pizza to themselves.
Right.
And some.
But you get watching it, and then you're like, "Oh man, that's terrible." And then you have that little hope, like maybe they'll lose the 25 pounds this month. And I think that's what gets you hooked.
You want to see how they do,
and you want them to do good because you want, obviously, you want everyone to lose weight and be healthy. But that's a show. If it's on and I come home or you start one, full disclosure, I will sit there next to you and watch that whole episode.
Yep.
And like I said, I think for me, it's like you just want to put down the McDonald's, like grab a salad, like you're rooting for them, but it's like watching a car wreck.
Well, and it's not even just what they eat; it's just the quantity of it too.
Right. I think most people can do McDonald's every few weeks, but when you're hammering it every day, and not just a quarter pounder with cheese and fries, you're getting 3 of them.
And a milkshake.
And a milkshake and fries, and you might grab something after that. So that's definitely a show that I will fully admit to that I will watch with you. But like I said, it's just kind of one of those you're kind of cheering for the person because you want them to do good.
Oh, and Dr. Now doesn't put up with any crap from anybody.
Yes, I love his attitude towards stuff. And that's the way I think doctors should be. Black and white, I know it might not be the best bedside manner, but in those situations, I think that's what he has to do.
Right. Those people have already been coddled and enabled. They need someone like him to kind of be hard on them, not put up with anything.
Yeah, it's funny, those people, they have to have an enabler because a lot of them actually can't really fix their own food or do their own grocery shopping. So someone in the family, whether it be a spouse, a sibling, a child, is doing all the enabling. And, it's difficult for them, but they're just as much at fault.
Right.
So that's one I will fully admit I will sit there and watch with you.
Well, going along with that, I guess another one of mine was My Big Fat Fabulous Life.
Yeah,
I started watching that, I think, once Blair was born. I watched so much TV.
We both did.
So I watched every episode of every season of that. I hope they come out with another one, too.
What's your appeal on that one?
I don't know. She just seems fun. If you don't know the show, it's a girl, I don't know, she's probably about 300 pounds. and she has PCOS and just can't really like lose that much weight.
What's PCOS?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it makes you like, it's really hard for people who have it to lose weight. They put on weight and it's really hard for them to lose it, among other health problems. And she teaches, the way she became famous is she did a YouTube video of her dancing, and she actually teaches like a big girl dance class, and it's out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And I don't know, just kind of follows her life, and she just seems, Whitney seems like someone that I'd want to be friends with. I don't know if I'd want to be friends with Snooki or, JWoww,
Yeah, if you want to get arrested.
but I could see myself being friends with Whitney, who's the girl on the show.
The one thing, because I've watched a few episodes with you, it doesn't seem like she's ever trying to lose weight. Do you think it's because of that PCOS? Or is it just lack of
Maybe,
effort?
but there's people that have it that aren't 300 pounds. I mean, I don't want to judge just because I don't have it.
No, and I'm
but-
not saying she can lose weight. I'm just saying this show
She-
never focuses. She seems to want to lose weight, but it never shows her trying to lose weight.
But she works out a lot on the show.
But
I don't know what her eating habits are.
I think that's the big.
She almost seems like a sporadic eater. Like she doesn't eat when she should. Like she won't eat all day and then she'll eat in the. I don't know. They never show her eating
Yeah.
on the show ever.
But that's one you'll definitely binge watch.
Oh yeah.
Especially it was earlier this spring was a new season on, because every time I came home from work, you were all about it. I usually take Blair in another room when you go play so you could watch the show
It
undistracted.
just seems like a fun show, or they seem like fun people, and her friends do a lot of fun stuff. I want friends like that.
Another one I will sit down and watch with you is Cops.
Okay, only sometimes though.
Not as much. You are all about that. Might be your
Okay,
favorite.
I will say Cops. These other shows, people probably already know that about me. But Cops is probably the one show that is a for sure guilty pleasure for me. Because guilty pleasure is something that people wouldn't expect you to be into.
Right.
I don't think people would expect me to be into Cops.
You will put down some hours of Cops.
I
especially
did
if
a
it's
lot before Blair.
or when he was first born. And
Right.
I get we were both watching on TV. That's a show I think you could watch for like 5 hours in a row.
Probably. Especially like folding laundry and stuff.
What is it that you like
It's
about
just,
Cops?
I don't know, it's just funny.
It's so like you watch it and you're like, how are these people? How can people make such bad decisions? And they do it all the time. And I don't think it's fake at all, because you will read the same thing in the newspaper, see it on the news, so you know this is legit.
And again, it's, I think I'm into shows that like aren't my life. I'm
Right.
not on Jersey Shore. I'm not on 600 Pound Life. I'm not on Cops. I mean, I don't know. It's just like fascinating to me.
Are you living vicariously that you want to be a criminal?
No, I don't know. It's just funny. Just the white trash hillbillies that they have on there, and the excuses that
The
people give.
excuses is the one thing that cracks me up, but also aggravates me to death. Oh, this isn't my car. It's my cousin's car.
These aren't my pants.
Yeah, I remember one guy said, "I just bought these pants from Goodwill, so they probably didn't
So that's probably where the drugs came from.
They probably didn't clean out the pockets, and that's where this marijuana's come from." It's like, come on. Or they have that look like, oh, no, man, that wasn't me. And they're on camera.
I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. I love when they bring the dogs out and the dogs get them. You like it when people get tased.
If they deserve it.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sorry, when the cop tells you to put your hands up or get on the ground after 20 times, you kind of deserve to get tased.
And you think it's funny.
If you make just listen and make a decent decision, you'll be all right. But no, these people don't, and they get tased. I really enjoy the undercover work they do, like the drug bust,
The prostitution stings.
the prostitution stings,
Yeah.
and they're always act so innocent. Oh, I didn't know she was a prostitute, and they negotiated a deal.
Yeah.
But that show's been on for like
It's one of the longest running reality shows.
it's one of the originals.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's been on since like the early 90s.
yeah,
at
I think
least.
it's like one of the first ones that really.
I don't know. And I think the intro is my favorite because of the song, and it just shows all like the highlights of that season, and it's just hilarious to me.
And they always have the theme shows. It's like Bad Girls 3,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like girls on the Vegas Strip who are
Or they're like
extremely
Ho,
intoxicated.
and like ho ho hos or something like Or it's like a Christmas
Yeah, the Christmas special, and it's all these girls that are doing bad stuff. You watch Live PD too.
Yeah, that one.
It's kind of
I like it. It just kind of has its boring parts. It shows the boring work of policing sometimes.
you guys writing a speeding ticket. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, or they're searching a property or something.
Yeah, I think the only reason you like that because there's one cop who's like super hot, or you always talk about Stacks, something like that.
Stacks.
It's your boy.
His name is Sean. I'm glad you're terrible with names. If you're gonna make fun of me for these people, at least get their names right.
I said Sticks or Stacks. It's pretty close.
It's Sticks is his nickname. His name is Sean Sticks Larkin. So Sticks is his nickname.
Is this?
And he is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was the leader of the gang unit or something in Tulsa. So he's not on the show as an officer. He's like a commentator with the host.
He's like a color commentator, like a sports guy,
pretty much
announcing the play-by-play.
Yeah, and yes, he's very good looking.
Of course, he is.
Oh, jeez.
All the people they have on that show, all the commentators, quote unquote commentators, classic good looks.
You're just jealous.
There are certain professions that a lot of them have classic good looks.
Yeah.
Firefighters, fighter pilots, classic good looks.
Yeah.
Always. What other shows do you really get into?
That was
that's
kind of
the main
shows.
ones. Well, I guess we can go into a couple of mine. And
okay.
One movie of mine, I will truly admit, The Devil Wears Prada.
I love that movie.
It's so good. And I think as a guy, it's kind of hard to admit that because it's kind of a chick type movie. Fashion, love story.
Oh, you love fashion.
Oh, I'm all about New York City fashion. So you got the fashion, you got kind of the love story, and all the gossip. But you know what? I love that movie. I'll be the first to admit it's so good.
What is it about it that you like so much?
Because the girl is completely out of her element, and the fact she works so hard and under incredibly stressful situation, a very, very difficult
What's the
boss.
main character's name?
Isn't it Anne Hathaway?
Yeah, but what's her name in the movie?
Oh, I don't know.
That's right, you're terrible with names.
But I know it's Anne Hathaway. And she works for Meryl Streep.
Mm-hmm.
And as crazy as Meryl Streep is in the real world, she's an incredible actress. She's one of my favorites. That movie, like I said, what's her name then? What's Anne Hathaway's character's name?
Andy. Remember, she calls her Andrea.
Andy. She works so hard for such a difficult boss in Meryl Streep and really proves herself. And at the end, she ends up quitting because she's just tired of it. But because she proved herself so much, she gets a great reference, ends up getting a great job. I think it's that whole, like, if you just work hard and be persistent and sacrifice, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Because she wanted to be a writer. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And even though Meryl Streep's character, which I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
But it's just, I think
you know,
that story is what appeals to me.
Fun fact for you. Did you know that movie has one of the highest costume design budgets of any film?
Because isn't all the clothes they use actually all the the super high-end New York, Paris brands that, I wonder what that cost.
I mean, that one scene where they play the Vogue song, she's just walking through New York. I mean, she has a different outfit on every camera angle. So you imagine how much that small scene cost.
Right. And then the people in her office are so mean to her in the beginning. The other
Emily,
who is
I don't know her real name.
You should know that. I thought you were an expert. She's like super mean and judgmental. And what's the guy's name? Isn't it Stanley?
Stanley Tucci?
Yeah, that's his real name, but he's super judgmental over too. But he's kind of the one that transforms her. I don't know. Like I said, it's super girly, the fashion, all that, but it's a movie I truly love. I'll admit, if it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
It's right up there with Shawshank, huh?
It's not that high up there, but if it's on, I'll definitely watch it. Nothing compares to Shawshank. We've had this argument before. A chick flick, not a romantic comedy. It's a chick flick. Just Married.
That's a romantic comedy.
No,
Yes, it is.
It's a chick flick.
You put Ashton Kutcher in anything, it's a romantic comedy.
It's a chick flick.
That's a romantic comedy.
Whatever you want to call it, it's hilarious and I love it. One, I love Brittany Murphy. She's fantastic in that movie. Ashton Kutcher's hilarious in that movie. And just, I don't know, it's just one of those, to me, every scene's hilarious.
Okay, well, Ashton Kutcher's not in a chick flick. That's a romantic comedy.
It's a chick flick. What's the difference?
It has that, like, slapstick humor in a romantic comedy.
It's the same thing in chick flick.
No.
Define a chick flick, then.
Is there slapstick humor in The Notebook?
That movie's terrible, though.
That's beside the point.
It's like a Notebook, and they're 90 years old.
But there's
in one
not
scene.
any parts in The Notebook that are, like, supposed to be super hilarious.
Then what would you call it, a drama?
What, Just Married or The Notebook?
The Notebook.
No, that is a chick flick.
To me, that's a drama.
It's the same thing.
It's not a good one, but... Now, Just Married, amazing chick flick.
It's a romantic comedy. Okay, when we... listeners, we need your input on this movie. Is it a chick flick or a rom-com? Romantic comedy.
We should put that up as a poll question.
Yes.
Anyways, it's chick flick, and I love it. I think it's hilarious. I love both the actor, Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy are fantastic in it. Everything goes wrong. He's the poor guy trying to date the rich girl or marry the rich girl.
I like when they drive the little car around.
When he's trying to Flintstone their ass everywhere.
Yeah.
Great movie. See, that's one, a chick flick I would gladly watch with you.
Okay, I'll remember that.
We can watch it soon. But you have to admit it's a chick flick.
No.
What else you got over there?
I have... Do you want to save my weird one for last?
Sure. How about music? There's a couple music things. I think for a girl can like any music.
I don't have any. I don't think I have any guilty pleasures for music.
For me, there's a few. I'm not gonna lie, the '90s boy band scene. That music's pretty catchy.
And you've gotten to revisit it because Blair loves to watch '90s boy bands music videos.
Yeah, he loves NSYNC's music videos, Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block. And you know what? It's not terrible music.
No.
It's pretty catchy. It's really catchy.
They're good sing-alongs.
And it kind of takes you back to a time when you were 13 years old. And
yeah.
So I'll admit, when those come on, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of sing along with this.
Do you like them now because you have to watch them every day?
When they're on, it doesn't bother me. Like, if it was new pop music, I would be appalled. But it's one of those, like, yeah, I can sit and watch this music video.
Blair's growing up with the good stuff.
Yeah, he's going to listen to the classics. Another one?
I have a food one.
What kind of food?
Ice cream. Which, I mean, people probably already know that about
I think it's a guilty pleasure when you know it's not necessarily good for you, but you still eat it.
No, I think that's a lot of things that I eat.
Oh, me too.
But and it just stinks because you're not an ice cream person. I love ice cream. I could eat it any time of year. It could be like 20 degrees out and I would eat ice cream. I like any kind, any flavor, any brand. I just like ice cream. And I don't buy regular ice cream because I would literally eat it every day until it was gone.
You buy, was it Halo Top?
I buy Halo Top, which is, is like healthy protein ice cream. Which it's not ice cream per se, but it satisfies that ice cream craving for
Well, it's
me.
good you found an alternative.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I actually ate ice cream.
Because you refuse to get ice cream with me.
Okay, for me, your guilty pleasures would be sweets. Am I wrong? I mean, you love ice cream.
Yeah, and yours is whiskey or having drinks. But how many times we have drinks together? We never have ice cream together.
I was actually I had a thought I was going to.
Okay, sorry.
When I talk about food, my guilty pleasures is more fried or like potato chips, the salty, crunchy fried is like. You give me a good bag of chili cheese corn chips, I'm going to hammer that thing. That's why I never ask you to buy it, because I would just sit and eat the whole bag.
Or you'd complain that I wouldn't open the bag the correct way.
Well, you wouldn't be allowed to eat them anyways.
Okay.
Jalapeno, the kettle chips, like the thicker kettle chips, like I can't just have a handful. Like I'm going to eat at least half the bag. So I feel that would be my guilty pleasure when it comes to food. Where you're more into the sweets, especially your ice cream.
I love ice cream. I even like frozen yogurt or froyo.
All that is watered down ice cream.
But does it matter? I don't know if we talked about this on a podcast before yet or not.
I think so.
But we have a frozen yogurt place here where you go and you pick out your flavor and then you have all your toppings and then you have to pay based on what it weighs. And I can never get you to go with me to get it. And it's kind of a far drive too.
It's like 25 minutes.
But anyways. But sometimes we'll go if my parents are here. And because you also complain how you think it's so expensive when it's really not.
It is.
It's really not. Anyways, so we go, and I don't even know what flavor.
It was one time.
No, it's not. It's every time we go.
Which
you
is,
just never go.
Which has been one time.
It's been like 2 or 3, at least.
Continue.
I don't even know what flavor froyo that you get. But then you go over to the toppings, and you dump like a pound of bacon on it. Now, let me finish. And so, obviously mom and dad pay for our ice cream. It's not even ice cream, it's froyo. And guess who is the most expensive? Yours, because it weighs the most. So the person that complains about it costing so much and complains about the flavor and this and that, you get the biggest cup out of any of us.
Here's the situation. Mike, the situation. It's watered down ice cream. So there's no flavor.
Yes, there is. I get you have to put toppings on it, but who dumps like a pound of bacon on it?
That's the only way you can make it good. Because it's watered down ice cream, there's no flavor, and to get any sort of satisfaction, you got to put some bacon. Bacon fixes everything.
Okay, but do you get my point where you complain about how much it costs and then you have the most expensive one out of the 4 of us?
I'm just trying to get something that tastes good.
But do you see the irony in that?
No, not at all. I'm sorry, it takes a pound of bacon and then chocolate syrup on top of it, because bacon and chocolate go very well together. No, it's fantastic. Salty and sweet, amazing. That's why I get a pound of bacon, just to make the ice cream taste good. Or froyo, as you say.
It's froyo.
It's
okay. Anyways, I love ice cream. It's not even a guilty pleasure because I'll be the first one to admit it.
I think it's kind of that.
And I'm always down to go get ice cream if anybody wants to go get ice cream.
Maybe our neighbor, she likes froyo too, and
she likes froyo.
I'm pretty sure her husband does not.
Yeah, he makes fun of it too.
It's not good.
Yeah, it is.
If they didn't have 100 toppings in there, no one would go. If it was,
but I know the toppings is what makes it.
It is. That's why you have to put so much on there.
But again, I don't think you're seeing the point I'm trying to make. The irony in you complaining about how much it costs and you have the most expensive one every time.
I just want it to taste good, and that's what it takes.
Okay. Anyways, moving along.
Moving on.
What's your next one?
Really, the only other thing I have is it's one of yours again. We're gonna do one more because we're gonna wrap this up. Donuts.
I love donuts.
Certain ones. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a big donut person, but you go to Jacob's Orchard, down off Highway 36, just outside of Newcastle, and they have the best apple cinnamon or just apple flavored donuts. I will hammer those. Now, you'll eat kind of any kind of donut.
It's kind of like ice cream. I'll eat any donut, anytime, any
Right.
brand, anywhere.
I'm not as big a donut connoisseur, but those donuts down at Jacob's Orchard are the most amazing donuts there are because they make them fresh right in front of you.
Blair likes them too.
You actually see them going in the oil and getting fried up. Oh, they're so good. That's the one guilty pleasure when it comes to donuts. Now, you'll have any sort of donut, right? Chocolate, Tiger Tail, Long
I guess
John.
I'm not a huge fan of jelly filled, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I'll eat any other.
The cream filled ones are really good. I'll eat
Yeah.
those.
Okay, my last two, and they both have to do with smell. I love. This is gonna sound so weird. People are gonna think I'm so weird.
You are weird.
I love the smell of freshly laid asphalt.
So you love driving through the construction zones of Indiana and Ohio in the summer?
Okay, I wouldn't say I love driving through the construction zones, but when they've just laid some new asphalt, I might roll down the windows.
You get all excited when we get stopped in a construction. You're like, oh, smell that fresh asphalt.
But that's a guilty pleasure. It's something weird, and I like it.
I don't think it smells that good. It doesn't smell bad. It's
I just like it.
It's hysterical. What's your other smell?
I love the smell of Play-Doh. I've always loved the smell of Play-Doh.
Really?
It smells so good.
So instead of eating it as a kid, were you snorting it?
So a funny story for you. So last Friday, at story time at the library with Blair, they always do either a craft at the end or they get out Play-Doh and play with it. And so I'm sitting there and I'm playing with the Play-Doh with him, and I'm like, this is gonna sound so weird. I'm gonna be that person. I was like, I really just want to smell this Play-Doh.
Were you like the weird mom over there, like you had your nose in the little jar?
I did. There was one time that I kind of like put the jar up to my nose. I'm like, I just got to do it really quick so nobody sees me.
I would like to see you. You're like trying to sneak in a sniff when all the kids are playing with it. You're like batting the kid off, so.
I don't think anybody saw me, but it crossed my mind where I was like, I just need to get I sound like a druggie.
You do. You
I
had
just need to get a little
hit.
sniff of this Play-Doh.
You got into the good Play-Doh stuff. I need a hit.
I need to get Blair some Play-Doh to play with here, and then I can just smell it all the time.
We could buy a jar or two of it. And
I don't know. I mean, Mom even knows. Like, she doesn't even like Play-Doh in general, but I've always loved the smell of it. I don't know if it's something that just reminds me of childhood what.
It might. Yeah, there's something.
Asphalt, I don't know where that one comes from.
Probably sitting in traffic here in the Midwest.
But I love me some Play-Doh.
That's hysterical. I would like to see you over in the corner getting your fix.
I wasn't in the corner, but I was kind of like looking around to make sure nobody saw me sniff the jar of Play-Doh.
In the back corner behind a bookshelf getting your hit off.
I mean,
the
to
Play-Doh.
me it's no different than, like smelling a candle.
But a candle smell really good.
Well, Play-Doh smell. Oh, came they should make a candle that smells like Play-Doh.
I bet they do.
Or asphalt.
There has to be someone else out there with the same, like.
Okay, so listeners, we would like to know your guilty pleasures. What was our poll question? Oh, if Just Married, we'll do a poll question. Just Married, is it a rom-com or a chick flick?
It's obviously a chick flick.
And
rom-com is non-existent. That's a silly title. That's something girls.
It's a whole genre. What are you talking about?
No, it's something girls came up with because they thought if we put comedy in the title or the subject, guys would be more likely to watch it with them.
There's a complete difference.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. Anyways, that's going to be our poll question. And also, we would like to know your guilty pleasures.
We all have them. Embrace them. Enjoy them.
And if you love the smell of Play-Doh, high five to you.
It's gonna be.
And if there's anyone out there that wants to make a candle that smells like Play-Doh, I would for sure buy it.
It's a small group. You might have to sell that on Amazon across the world to make a profit on that one.
I'll get Debbie's handmade soap to make one.
I bet she would. You could just take her some Play-Doh so you could figure it out. Jill, this has been fun. I said we all have guilty pleasures. We all have those songs we'll turn up or movies we'll watch when no one's around or Play-Doh or whatever you're into, Jill. But hey, so cheers.
Make it a great day and sip and say.